Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin wa barik wa sallim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. There's a beautiful hadith in the Nawawi collection of hadiths that's called Be a Stranger. It is narrated, be in this world as though you are a stranger or a traveler or a wayfarer. Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, used to say, when evening comes, do not expect to live till the morning, and when morning comes, do not expect to live till the evening. Take your health for your illness and from your life for your death. In Surah Al-An'am, ayat number 32, Allah says,
وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا لَعِبٌ وَلَهْوٌ وَلَلدَّارُ الْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لِلَّذِينَ يَتَّقُونَ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ.
And the worldly life is not but amusement and diversion, but the home of the hereafter is best for those who fear Allah. Will you not then reason? A stranger and a wayfarer have certain commonalities. The wayfarer understands he will go elsewhere, so his visit will always be temporary. His focus will always be on the final destination, and that is the hereafter. Just as the wayfarer does not require more than that which will help him to reach the destination, so similarly a believer does not require more of the dunya than that which will help him attain his goal, and the ultimate goal is Jannah. A believer is aware that this world is limited, and at the end he has to return to Allah. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That in itself should be a reminder that he needs to work on achieving the goals of the good and forbid the evil. As a believer starts to grasp the reality, he finds that there is no reason to compete with others in this worldly matters. A believer's focus will always be on learning about the hereafter and what he needs to get there. As death is a departure to reach the final destination, and that's the hidden truth which no one knows except for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. So a believer always remains in fear that it may come while he is in a state of heedlessness or indulgence. And that's another reminder to do good, and that his death comes when he is in a state of ibadah, not evil, as he never truly had a chance to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his forgiveness. Allah is the one who loves to forgive. He is the Ar-Rahman, is the Ar-Rahim. But when a believer doesn't get a chance to repent, will Allah forgive him? Only Allah truly knows. So a believer always is steadfast in actioning the good deeds. He never delays the good deeds. He prays on time. He tries to complete his objectives that he is meant to do, that is the obligations, the fara'id that he has been commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to complete, like the Hajj, obligations towards his parents, towards his spouse, towards his family, towards his relatives, and so forth. He continues to maintain a good relation with everyone around him, and he always shows gratitude for what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him. On a side note, remember that we do not deserve what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon us. He showered us with his mercy, his unparalleled mercy, and it is us to be thankful and show Allah the gratitude that he deserves. So the main question that we need to ask ourselves here is, if we are meant to be a stranger or a wayfarer, do we really need to work and do all that we do? The short answer is yes. We have to learn to balance our life in all the areas that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us to do. Our Prophet ﷺ divided his time into three: ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, spreading the deen and the message of Allah, and the time to his family. Following his example, we can further use this to divide our time into 6 areas. Ibadah of Allah, that is praying our prayers both faraid and optional, doing zikr, and reading the Quran and understanding it. Work, fulfilling our family obligations and commitments, giving time to our family, playing with them, spending time with them, learning and practicing Islam together as a family. Self-learn, taking time to educate and learn about our deen. As shown in a hadith narrated by Ibn Masud, may Allah be pleased with him, I heard the Prophet ﷺ saying, "There is no envy except in two: a person who God has given wealth and he spends it in the right way, and a person whom Allah has given wisdom and he gives his decisions accordingly and teaches it to others." Self-care and time to yourself, and the time to serve the community and relatives.